Well, here we are on the first tee, par 4. So we'll tee up our first drive here and see if we can't get one out there about 250 maybe. All right. Not bad there, a little off it to the right. And now let's take a look at that same swing and slow it down a little bit and see just where we went wrong there.
Get there.
As the poor Frederick and gentleman just told you, I have never met Don Rickles. In fact, he's probably wondering what I'm doing here. He has never even seen. He has never seen me before. He has never heard of me, and our paths have never crossed. However, Mr. Rickles, you and I do have an indirect relationship. You see, I'm fooling around with your wife.
It used to be called 9 pins. What do we call it now?
Foreplay.
Pride, anger, covetousness, I can never say that, lust, gluttony, envy, and sloth are collectively known as what?
Oh, the Bill of Rights.
That when NBC introduced a concept to use show business personalities as newscasters, they came to Jack with $1 million offer. $1 million. And Jack said, well... So Jack ended up doing the news. And here from Hollywood is my very good friend to give you all the sports, Mr. Jimmy Stewart. And the thing is that it just, you see, I just don't understand it. It just doesn't. And it, why'd you hurry up? He's worse than I am.
Hello, sports fans, and football fans, and Sally Rand fans, and hat fans, and electric fans, and all that stuff. This is your old sportscaster, Big Bill Allen, with the latest sports news for all you sports fans out there in sports lands. First, the score, the big game between Harvard and William and Mary. Final score, Harvard 14, William 12, Mary 6. I take my hat off to Mary. I'm glad to get that stupid hat off. So until next week, sports fans, remember this. When the going gets tough, when skies are dark, and you're all alone with your back to the wall, give up.
Bit
Abidabidaboe. Abode. Ichiwa. Yokinbode. Ikhandabich. Yakadishi Vichadashabola Kisikalamanakalo.
Good kid, troublemaker. What were you like?
I guess I was. I got in a lot of trouble at school. I remember that one time the nuns were all around me and my mom, and they're in the middle, and they said, "Mrs. Farley, the students at school are laughing at Christopher, not with him."
When you first came to New York from Madison, was that tricky to get used to? I mean, it's
Oh yeah,
big
New York.
difference.
That was a scary coming from the Midwest.
Yeah.
At first I thought, what's going on out there? First I thought I'd come on there all cocky, like, I'm gonna bring this town to its knees. And then by about a month I was like, I gotta go home.
Now, the next, after a couple of more drinks, they begin to itch. See? Now, when they put their hats on, they have a feeling that the wind's going to blow it away, so they put it on good. Now, their tongue starts sticking to the roof of their mouth after the next thing. It's like this. Now they start to get warmer, so they throw their coats back like this. See? But they want to be neat at all times, so they button it.
Thanks, I'm Norm Macdonald, and now the fake news. Well, it is finally official. Murder is legal in the state of California.
You know, the drugs, I really think drugs make people sort of, they get like, I've seen them, they take, and they have to hold it in, see? See, that's the problem with smoking. You have to look. Now, your body doesn't want it, so it starts to kick it out, whether you want to hold it or not, so you begin to...
Don't care if you are 17 years of age, you are not going out with all that makeup on your face and wearing a miniskirt. Do you hear me, Malcolm?
I was taking the pill, but I was put in the wrong place, so I had my kid. Who knew? Listen, did you ever try the sponge? The sponge is fabulous. It's a little hard to swallow, but well worth it. No, because I just went off of birth control pills, and you start to gain. I have gained, in 1 week, I've gained 5 pounds. You know when you know you've gained weight? You know when it's time to diet? When you're standing by the curb and a guy tries to hotwire you. This afternoon, a cab hailed me. I got so... you know when it's time to diet? When you stand behind Elizabeth Taylor and they can still see your thighs. It's just...
Plastics.
Oh, the plastic.
In,
Yes?
industrial plastics.
Ah, very interesting. Well, here is looking at you, kid.
Holy mackerel, that is right. I forgot all about that.
And frankly, George, we needed that money for the rent. I guess the only solution is for us to think about taking a boarder in Mama's room.
Now, wait a minute here. That's out. There ain't no stranger gonna invade the sanctity of my home.
Well, that's all very well, George, but if we don't take in a boarder, the only other alternative is for you to go to work.
All right, then. I'll go to work.
You will?
I'll go to work and find a boarder so fast it'll make your head swim.
on, because I'm used to American women saying, you don't own me. Hey, baby, where you going? Excuse me? I said, where you going? You don't own me. You my woman, ain't you? I don't see no rings on these fingers. Are you going to put a ring on this finger? Well, well, then you don't own me in, okay?
But this is a beautiful audience. It's obvious that many of the ladies spent the afternoon with their hairdresser. Some had their hair done, and I just...
Oh, I'm sorry. We have no midsize available at the moment.
I don't understand. I made a reservation. Do you have my reservation?
Yes, we do. Unfortunately, we ran out of cars.
But the reservation keeps the car here. That's why you have the reservations.
I know why we have reservations.
I don't think you do. If you did, I'd have a car. See, you know how to take the reservation, you just don't know how to hold the reservation. And that's really the most important part of the reservation, the holding. Anybody can just take them.
Look, up in the sky. Is it a bird? Is it a bat? No, it's Supergirl.
Strange visitor from another planet, possessing supernatural physical powers used in their fight against crime and evil. But nobody knows her real identity, because in everyday life, Supergirl is disguised as Clara Clean, meek girl reporter on the Daily Tabloid.
I'm Clara Clean, meek girl reporter.
What's the matter, Pop? Don't you love me anymore?
Certainly I love you.
Don't you strike that child.
Well, he's not going to tell me I don't love him.
I was in love with a beautiful blonde once, dear. She drove me to drink. That's the one thing I'm indebted to her for.
Constitution of the United States.
Well, just give me the first word and then I know the rest.
Okay, we.
We.
We?
We.
Are you sure?
I'm looking right at it.
Oh, we.
We.
Thee.
Thee. We thee. We thee.
People.
People. We the people. We the people. We the people. We the people.
Stuff's terrible.
It's good. You don't know how to do it.
How do I do?
I'm going to show you.
I was born to love you. I was born to lick your face. I was born to rub you. But you were born to rub me first. Let's go into the patio.
A dream that all the babies prevented by the pill showed up. They were mad. I was cesarean born. Can't really tell. Although, whenever I leave a house, I go out through the window.
Nonsense about don't tell your friends a surprise ending. Well, it was no surprise to Mrs. Finley. She said she knew all the time that it wasn't the uncle who committed the murder. It was the husband.
You are a blabbermouth! A blabbermouth! You! Blabbermouth! Out! Out! Out!
Well, I've had enough.
Out!
I'm going home. Oh.
Blabbermouth!
The guy driving the car is wearing a cowboy hat and a hospital gown, see? So... And he's rolling, the thing that bothers me most of all about him, he's rolling the biggest joint I'd ever seen in my entire life. He was using Pampers, and... Just awful. We sat at an intersection for a half an hour waiting for a stop sign to change, so it was
leafing through Life magazine. I see a photograph of Monique Van Vuren in a slim bikini bathing suit. And she's on the beach in Jamaica. And there next to her with a cool vodka in his hand is my rabbi. So I call him up on the phone, you know, and he puts me on hold. And what happened was he wanted to go into show business. He had done a late night prayer on television. And he was in the middle of the 23rd Psalm, and he tried to ad-lib, you know. He tried to name the 10 Commandments. And couldn't think of them, you know. Instead, he named the 7 dwarfs.
For the last temptation of Christ, there were people outside with signs going, "This movie is not real." Come here, Sparky. No movie's real. So, wait a minute. Whoa, hold on. And they have signs. They have big signs that say, "You will not get into the kingdom of heaven." And I look at these geeks and go, "Are you going to be there?" I'm not going.
And nowadays it's different, you know, them girls give you that hand, you know. That'll kill them, that hand. I paid $10 for some head and it was so good just damn near killed me. I said, "Baby, I'll give you 40 if you quit."
I'm not into that one night thing. I think a person should get to know someone and even be in love with them before you use and degrade them. And I feel sorry for women, I'll tell you why. Because so many men think they're into this kinky sex. And I wouldn't have said that, but 6 months ago I met a girl, and she was taking singing lessons, and her coach, 84-year-old guy. You think it'd be the last guy in the world to be weird. But listen to this. He kept wanting her to sing from her diaphragm.
Lucy, who everybody laughs at about her looks. You're a dog. And Orson Welles, 30 years ago you were handsome, and now we're going to put Goodyear on your face and fly over the beach for a half hour.
It is really hot in this country.
How hot is it?
You didn't even do that right. Well, it's so hot along the Atlantic seaboard, a seagull was fanning himself with a herring. All right, it was so hot back in Maryland, the chickens were lining up in front of Colonel Sanders begging to be plucked. I don't care, I'm coming right at you. It was so hot in New York, at the Bronx Zoo, looters were arrested trying to break into a camel's hump. If hump jokes don't work, we're in a lot of trouble.
I tell you, there's wise guys. Well, I checked in a hotel. I asked the bellhop to handle my bag. He started to feel up my wife. I said to him, hey, buddy, who told you could play around with my wife? He said, everybody. I tell my wife I can never relax, I told her our kid is spoiled. She told me a lot of kids smell that way. She's a lousy cook, too. She can't cook at all. I leave dental floss in the kitchen, the roaches hang themselves. My wife, she don't go for me either. I'm not a good-looking guy. Well, Halloween, I open the front door, kids give me candy.
They released him from his contract.
Oh, no! Oh, Lucy, when Ricky finds out you got him fired, he'll kill you.
If I could only be sure that's all he'll do.
How did this happen, Lucy?
Well, I went in to talk to Mr. Riley, and I told him that Ricky had a big musical on Broadway, and he called Dory Sherry, and they said they didn't want to stand in his way, and they released him from it.
Oh, Lucy, what are you going to do?
I don't know.
As chairwoman of the reception committee, I welcome you with open arms.
Is that so? How late do you stay open?
I've sponsored your appointment because I feel you are the most able statesman in all Fredonia.
Well, that covers a lot of ground. Say, you cover a lot of ground yourself. You better beat it. I hear they're going to tear you down and put up an office building where you're standing. You can leave in a taxi. If you can't get a taxi, you can leave in a huff. If that's too soon, you can leave in a minute and a huff. You know you haven't stopped talking since I came here? You must have been vaccinated with a phonograph needle.
The future of Fredonia rests on you. Promise me you'll follow in the footsteps of my husband.
How do you like that? I haven't been on the job 5 minutes, and already she's making advances to me. Not that I care, but where is your husband?
Why, he's dead.
I'll bet he's just using that as an excuse.
I was with him till the very end.
No wonder he passed away.
I held him in my arms and kissed him.
Oh, I see. Then it was murder. Will you marry me? Did he leave you any money? Answer the second question first.
He left me his entire fortune.
Is that so? Can't you see what I'm trying to tell you? I love you.
Oh, Your Excellency.
You're not so bad yourself.
This is my partner's song, and this is a very, very beautiful tune, by the way. And this is a song that... well, you'll have to excuse me, I was talking... oh, yeah. Now, this is a song that my part...
Here, you're very rude. I was talking to him, and get up. Here, I'll have to ask you not to be so impertinent. Now, here, well, if you want to fool around, try and follow me.
Everybody crazy!
Now, something for the youngsters. 5 singing boys from England who sold a lot of albums. Rolling Stones. I've been rolled while I was stoned myself, so I don't know what they're singing about, but here they are at.
Give me another room. What am I? Hey, Mo, please. Stop it! Stop it! Oh, hey, Mo! Hey, Mo! I think I'm snagged. Yeah, so are Go away, go. Oh. Hey, Mo! Hey, Mo! Get off! Oh, if I only had my hands free. If I only had my hands free. I better use the other end. I wish it was out. Go ahead, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up.
That's all your house is? It's a pile of stuff with a cover on it. You see that when you take off in an airplane and you look down and you see everybody's got a little pile of stuff. Everybody's got their own pile of stuff. And when you leave your stuff, you gotta lock it up. Wouldn't want somebody to come by and take some of your stuff. They always take the good stuff. They don't bother with that crap you're saving. Ain't nobody interested in your 4th grade arithmetic papers. They're looking for the good stuff. That's all your house is? It's a place to keep your stuff while you go out and get more stuff. Now, sometimes you've got to move. You got to get a bigger house. Why? Too much stuff. You've got to move all your stuff.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I just got back. All right, let's see what I've got here. Alan says, folks, good evening. I just got back from Washington, D.C. And you know what D.C. stands for? Pozograb Medicinal. Medicinal.